Hi, wonderful YouTube family. Lisa A. Romano here, the Breakthrough Life Coach. And today I want to talk about something that's very serious and is a little woo-woo for some people. But I think a lot of you, from what I can tell in my YouTube comments, as well as what you guys are emailing me about and the types of conversations that we're having, whether it's in our one-to-one sessions or it's in our Google Plus community, or whatever, I'm sensing that there is a need for deeper understanding for the pain that so many of us suffer. So if you just know that if you have been led to this video, you're meant to hear it. And the goal is to really tune into how you feel when you hear me speaking in this video, because ascension and healing is all about the way that we feel and integrating. And just know that when I'm speaking, I'm very aware of my vibration, and we connect with one another through resonance and through vibrational frequencies. And that's why I encourage so many of you to listen to my videos or other healers' videos over and over and over and over, because eventually you will match the vibration of the person presenting the video. So remember to always tune into the higher self. And in my opinion, higher self is sort of like your future self. Your higher self is the future self that you will experience once completely integrated. The higher self knows all. The higher self is trying to guide you, your lower self, your ego self, your wounded self, your programmed or brainwashed or templated self, to higher awarenesses. We have been taught along the way to disengage from higher self or disengage from self because of our childhood experiences. So many of us are adult children of alcoholics who have been taught that our feelings don't matter. That's a real issue, because our feelings are our guide. Our feelings are the way higher self speaks to us and guides us. And so if we're on a roadway or a highway, traffic signs guide us, and we know danger, 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 and we don't go where it says danger. Our bodies are the physical vehicle that has been downloaded with certain codes, DNA codes, and the fibers of our being are constantly vibrating. And when we resonate with something good outside of us, we will feel it in our vibrational beings, in our bodies, in our chakra systems, in our central nervous systems. And that's the way this physical vehicle, this body was created. The problem is that when we've been conditioned in childhood to resonate with our families, now this is the thing, if my mother and father are dysfunctional, if they're unrecovered adult children of alcoholics, if they're narcissistic, if they have borderline personality, if they're schizophrenic, then they're giving off a certain vibration. And I, as a child who is unaware of my divinity and my purpose, I am simply a sponge for vibrations. And so I will have to vibrate, or my vibrational frequencies will match those in my environment. That's not bad news if your parents are highly evolved human beings, but that's really, really bad news if your parents are severely impaired emotionally, because that means as a child, your frequencies, you're being downloaded with all this dysfunctional crap. Now, when we come into this experience, I believe that we fall asleep. And it's biblical. Man, a great sleep falls upon us. And I think that's on purpose, because if we were to come here in this physical body and we had no challenges, emotional challenges, then I don't believe that we'd be able to turn more codes on, or we wouldn't be able to vibrate at higher frequencies. If we came in at a flat vibrational rate that was good, and la 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 la, Pollyanna, la la la, and we had there'd be no peaks and rises in our vibrational frequencies. Certainly not the types of vibrational spikes you have when you go from dark to light. When you experience an aha moment, you feel it in your body. And then what happens is you begin to vibrate at a higher frequency, and that's really good news. There is some scientific evidence that says that our DNA codes, actually, more codes get turned on the higher we vibrate, which speaks to the evolution of man and the consciousness of man and the superhuman powers that man can have, and some of us do experience. There are savants that have incredible superhuman abilities. They can hear a note, or they can hear a piece of music and then play it on the piano. You know, they can't speak a word, but they can play. That's incredible, tapping into something that's genius. There are children who will hear, someone sing a beautiful opera, and their brains will, and their vocal cords will go right into doing mechanically what they have to do to create those sounds and those notes. That's superhuman. But I think eventually we're moving towards being able to do all of that, and much, much more. Being more intuitive, telekinesis, and alike, clairvoyance. I believe that we're all capable of that. But if we are existing in low vibrational frequencies, dank frequencies, if we are worried about what people think about us, we're in a low vibrational frequency. If we're always worried, if we're walking around on eggshells, we are in low vibrational frequencies. And so we don't get to tap into that type of genius very often. So what's the purpose? I was just asked yesterday during a coaching session, by a client who has suffered ridiculously. And the very human part of me wants to go back in history and open up a can of whoop ass for some of these parents who have done these ridiculous things to their children. But then the very evolved part of me, says surrender and accept. What's done is done. And it's part of this human being's path. And within her is the power to overcome and just be her guide. And so, what I do is I pay attention to the very human side of me, but I also know that my true purpose is to be a guide and to help people through their transitions and get them to higher states of consciousness and get them to make sense out of this pain. So why would we come into this life experience and have to suffer so much? Like, what could possibly be the reason for it? Now, I have come to a very satisfying place in my mind, very content place. And I think that that's because I understand, or I'm very comfortable with what I believe is the true purpose for all of us. Now, I want to say, anyone attracted to this work, you're a light worker. You're a starseed. You came here to overcome. Now, there is a significant difference between you and perhaps members of your own family who are not seeking the light. So there is a vast difference between why you're here, or what your path is supposed to be, and what your mother's path is supposed to be, or your brother's path, or your sister, or even your husband, or even your children's path. There's a specific reason why you are here, why you come to YouTube, why you seek information. You are a starseed. And something within you is resonating with finding information that will make you feel better. What does that mean? That means that you're seeking information that's going to raise your vibration. Because on some level, on some intuitive level, you know that you are a quantum being. You know that you are non-form. You know that you are non-physical. On an intuitive level, you know that your agenda is to feel better. And let's just make it very, very plain and try not to forget that when people say, I feel, what they're saying is, I'm vibrating at a certain frequency. I am vibrating at this frequency. I am angry. I feel angry. I am vibrating at that frequency. I'm happy. I'm vibrating at that frequency. So if you're drawn to this information and information like this, just know, dear one, that You are on a sacred path. You are on the path to enlightenment. Okay, why? Why would you be on this path? Why would I be on this path? Why would I be guided to be a guide to help bridge the dark to the light for so many people and feel that innately that is my calling? Why? I believe that we need to evolve and to create heaven on earth, and I believe that that's possible. I believe that my life is pretty heavenly. I also understand that it is the state of acceptance and allowance that brings me to this heavenly state. When you get to a point on your journey where you no longer have to defend who you are, when you no longer have to defend your perceptions, when you no longer have to defend your perceptions, when you know what you know, and you're done trying to get validation from other people, you will get to another point in your consciousness where you feel content, where you feel satisfied, where you accept the road ahead. It was absolutely phenomenal when I surrendered and said, okay, no one has to understand why I need a divorce. I get it. This relationship brings me down vibrationally, and I am literally dying. Asthma, migraine headaches, rashes that they were testing, biopsying. They thought I had cancer. I mean, my blood was off. I mean, it was just a ridiculous time in my life, and I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And when I linked my vibration to how I felt, to how the cells of my body were responding to the stress, I knew that I had to cut the fat. I knew that I had to cut myself away from this person whose energy was so dank, who was bringing me down. And I knew that if I said those words to the people in my experience, listen, Mom, listen, Dad, this marriage is not working out because he's an energetic, dank human being. He's like a cinder block. And I'm a butterfly. And I was meant to fly. And I'm supposed to be high flying. And I need to be high flying so that I can help other people fly. And so, like, I know you don't get this, but I've got to leave, Joe Schmo in the past. And I've got to, keep moving forward and keep resonating at higher frequencies so that I can evolve emotionally and I can evolve consciously and I can transform the cells of my body, and then I can become this pillar of light and be true to myself and receive information and insights and intuitions and be able to translate the things that I'm feeling that are innately true for me and for so many, and be able to go to YouTube and write books and like share this information. So I'm really this light worker, and I am meant to shine so that I could hold this frequency, so that new incoming souls will be able to come into this earth and come into this atmosphere and not have to suffer and not have to evolve through pain like I did and how and my clients did and my Google Plus community did and the people who read my books have. I couldn't have that conversation with them. They think I was nuts. They already thought I was nuts. So, but when I got to a point in my life where I understood innately, and I was taking guidance from higher self, and I was no longer in the position where I felt like I had to defend my reality, and I was trusting guidance, it was just a superb experience. Now, the road ahead was quite difficult because I was financially dependent on the time on my ex-husband, and now I had 3 little kids, and he was angry. He had a cash business, which meant, you know the deal. Didn't tell the truth when it came down to child support. I walked away with no alimony. I just wanted out. I wanted to become my light body as soon as possible. And, one of the ways that I considered doing that was, well, if I excise myself from someone who chooses to walk in the darkness, I will, just by cutting him out of my life, begin to vibrate at a higher level, which did happen. But that didn't mean I didn't experience moments of darkness. So, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to really encourage those of you who are in so much freaking ridiculous pain right now to hold on. You are integrating. You are transcending. You are overcoming ego. You are breaking these locks, these codependent locks. Codependency is a human condition that is taught, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to say, okay, it's codependency. I'm truly a spirit. I'm a quantum being. So I really, and the reality is that I am boundless. The reality is I am boundless. I'm a spirit, and I am meant to illuminate, and I am truly light. And so the fact that I'm codependent is actually goes against my true nature. That is the problem. I think knowing about codependency, understanding narcissistic abuse, attachment disorder, and blah, 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 understanding all of it helps us conceptualize the work that we need to do and why. So being codependent is completely opposite of what you're supposed to be as a human. And I believe for those of us who are on this path and seeking information about codependency are starseeds. There's a reason we are seeking this information, because look around. Most people are not. Most people are codependent and or narcissistic or in abusive relationships, and they're not questioning why, or they're not questioning how it's making them feel. So there's something different about people who actually seek more information. So your pain is significant, but it's also brought you to this place where you're seeking, when you're asking. And remember, when you ask, you shall receive. And only the humble shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. And so it is those of us who are saying, oh my God, I can't take it. I'm in so much pain right now. We're being humbled by this pain. Now, the next round of human beings who will be coming into this earth won't have to go through all of these hoops. They won't have to jump through all these hoops. So they will come into this experience embodied in light, or their light bodies. And what they will experience is just deeper and brighter illuminations. So it's sort of like their experiences of light will be more intense, but they won't have to go through the dark. So when this information, just thinking, about why, just keep asking the question why. That's what I'm walking away with. Like, oh my goodness, like, of course, we're anchors, we're pillars. Those of us who have transcended, and those of us who are on the path, we're overcoming the darkness. We're overcoming the dark ages of our own soul. We all have a higher self. And even though our higher self is, okay, yeah, there's a unity consciousness. But truly, my higher self is always was my future self. So this chick you see here now speaking to you, this was in me, or she was in me when I was walking down the aisle thinking, no, don't go, don't go, don't go. That was higher self. So my higher self was really my future self trying to guide me the whole time. I just didn't understand it now. And it's so what I'm experiencing, and what I encourage all of you to hold on to and to look out for and to reach for is integration, into-freaking-gration. It's cohesiveness. It's mind, body, and soul. It's understanding the whole process of why we're born. So those of you who are on this path, and those of you who are suffering so much, and who are having their families talk about them and not writing them back, and talking poorly about them on Facebook, and your husbands who are cheating on you with your sister, and screwed your mother, and maybe even your father, I don't know. Let's face it, we all have our stuff, but our stuff is really our clay. Our stuff is really meant to push us further. So when we have stuff, it really is. I look at things like this now. So when I'm presented with a problem or an issue we got 6 kids between us. We got 6 kids, 2 dogs, 185 gallon, I don't know, ridiculous fish tank. We got 2 dozen birds. We've got lots of family, extended family. We have friends. We both have businesses. I mean, crap comes up. And so today, with this new mindset, when I'm presented with an issue, or there's someone says something harsh about me in a YouTube comment, that I look at that as clay. Okay, how can I transcend the human wounding of that? Because the human in me feels, But I know that's not my true reality. So, okay, I can't, this person's not hearing me. This person has their own reality, and this person is projecting their crap onto me. And this person is not able to hear what I'm saying. And so on a human level, that might hurt. But as when I'm thinking about transcendence, and I understand that what's coming at me is just an opportunity to transcend it, then what I do is I look at it and I surrender to it. I say, okay, it is what it is. And I allow this person to have whatever reality they have of me. It's okay. My brother says something, my sister, my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle, I say, okay, they're allowed to have, I don't have to defend myself anymore. And the minute I start defending myself, I'm equal to their vibration. That's the linchpin. When you are in a relationship with someone, and let's say you don't want to be in a relationship with this person anymore, and you want to end your marriage, and you say, this is why I end the marriage. I think you're a narcissist. And that's going to piss the narcissist off. So I do coach my clients as to what kind of communication skills to use when you're dealing with a narcissist, and that is not the right approach. We don't use sledgehammers. But let's say you want to leave a troubled relationship, and you get it. You know, there's an aspect of you that's like, I am a light body, this guy or this girl is a dark body, and I got some wonderful work to do. And I can't do it if this is my partner in life, because I always have to deflect and defend myself with this person. And their agenda is to bring me down and belittle me and make me feel bad about myself. I'm on this plane to manifest true love, a twin flame, and so that I can quantify the love that I am. So I can create a biofeedback system with another soul that's patterned like mine. And then when I do that, here we have two beacons of light, and now everybody who comes into our experience benefits because my vibration is going to be so high. And now anybody who comes into my experience, their vibration is going to raise. That's how we help one another. So let's say that's how you feel, even if you can't articulate it. Lots of times, clients can't articulate the way I just did, but that's okay. You just have to feel that to be true in your heart. Remember, this whole human experience is about feeling. So let's say that's what you feel. That's what you know. That's what you want to experience. So you must understand, dear one, that the person that you're talking to doesn't have to agree with you. The person that you're talking to doesn't have to go, okay, I get it. You're a light body and I'm a dark body. Okay, I release you. Bye-bye. That's not going to happen. But so understand that when you are, the closer you're getting to transcending these old wounds, the more you move into a state of acceptance. You go, okay, I got it. The chicks at work are talking about you. When you get to a point where you're like, that's okay. I know it's not true, and I know that they're just projecting. And if you can anchor yourself in your light body, you will illuminate. And if you can keep your vibration high, even though these biatches are talking about you behind your back, and I don't mean to say biatches, because they're not. They're just unenlightened, and they're projecting. But I just meant to be funny. But if you can keep your vibration high, in spite of what these unenlightened beings are saying about you, if you can do that, they will not, for very long, continue to be a part of your experience. So what will happen is they will get transferred, or you will get a promotion. So remember, the agenda is to try to be as defenseless. You don't have to defend anything. That is a key to transcending. Your child is angry at you. Your narcissistic partner has turned your child against you. I know it's really difficult, but your agenda is to put your arms down and say, okay. Your kid comes back with, mommy, you're this, mommy, you're that, daddy said you're this, and daddy said you're that, and I'm not talking to you anymore, and, I think you play the role of a victim, and I think you're this, you're always trying to control everybody, you didn't do enough for the family. Your job, dear one, is to say, I know who I am. I know who I am. And I know who I am. And if I defend myself to this kid, I am anchoring myself with his negative or her negative vibration. And I don't want to do that. And so my job is to accept and say, okay, I am really sorry you feel that way. But I love you, and I will always be here for you. And I'm going to try and make the best out of my life. And you may not understand this, but I need to accept how you feel so that I don't get pulled down by what's happening in your experience. You are, and you can say this, you have this vibe that makes me uncomfortable. And so it's probably best for me and best for you that we go our separate ways for now. And then mom, and then dad, your agenda must be to attend to your vibration. Now, what will happen in time, and it happened in my own life, there was a time when my son and I just, huge disconnect, and his dad had a lot to do with that. And when I got to the point where I said, okay, that's his reality, he's got to play this out. This is his role for now. And my son is on his own path. And this is part of the character that he came into this world to play, and he will transcend this in time. And I help him by letting him go, by not matching his frequency. So I have to let him go, and then I have to tend to my frequency as a mother, and I have to ascend higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And I've done that, and now my relationship with my son has transformed. He's 26 now, and he's highly evolved. He's got a ways to go, as we all did at 26. But I believe in my heart that because I did the work that I did, when he's around me, and when I text him, I can anchor him in a higher vibration. I feel it. you know, um, just the other day, he wrote me a text. He said, "Good night, mommy. I love you." Mommy. He called me mom. He's 26. I was like, "Oh my God, mommy." Which just means that I was able to anchor him in a higher vibration. And all I did was show up for him and validate him and allow him to vent about a problem that he's having with his sister, my daughter. And so, amazing work. So, dear ones, for all of you who are in pain right now, I encourage you to hold on. Because you are on the path of seeking, then your pain is workable. Your pain is meant for something. Your pain is meant for you to transcend. And it's sort of like the hungry kid who enjoys the ice cream sundae more, the hungry kid or the kid who's had one every day for 12 years. He's 12 years old and he's had one for every day for 12 years after every meal. There's no appreciation for the ice cream sundae. So just know that the darker your life has been, the greater the glory you will experience. And I can attest to that personally. And I can assure you that those of you who are suffering the most will ascend the highest. And I would like to hear from you in the near future. For those of you who have had this experience, please encourage us here on the YouTube channel, on the Google Plus community, Adult Children of Alcoholics, Codependents, and Empaths. Please sign up. If you're not on my newsletter, please sign up. For those of you who have had that amazing experience where it's been so dark, and then you figured it out and you made connections and you're like, okay, now you're in touch with your light body, and now you know that your job is to be a true anchor of love and light energy so that everybody around you benefits from your new vibration. Because when people are around someone who's a light body, they feel it. They'll say, "Man, I like her vibe. I don't know why, but I feel like I've known you my whole life. I don't know why, but you're just like really easy to talk to. I don't know why, but I just told you my whole life story and I don't even know you." These are the kinds of experiences that I have all the time. And these are the kinds of experiences you will have. The other really cool thing is that animals love you, and you become great herbalists. My plants are just amazing. It's incredible. And every time I walk into a supermarket or a department store and there are little tiny babies in the carts, they always track me. It's adorable. They look at me, they see me, and they're like, okay. And then it's just weird, and it never really happened before, or I'm just noticing it now. And then I always wave at babies and I let them know, "I see you. Hi, little one, I see you." Because I know that the new beings that are being born now are anchored in so much love and light energy. They're so beautiful and they're so innocent. And we are definitely creating a new human being. Our DNA is being turned on at higher accelerated rates. We are not going to be these dank dank human beings anymore. We're not. We're going to be able to transform very, very quickly. So, and we are amongst those people who, we're the ones doing the hard work. We're the ones who have to transform. You know, the kids coming in, the babies coming in, they're coming in intact. You know, we are like these spiritual light worker warriors who are intentionally taking on this work for the purpose of greater good. So I don't care if you live alone and you don't have children. I don't care if you don't have any friends. Just know that you are a vehicle of love and light, and just know that you are an anchor for all of us. The world benefits, the future children, future star seeds benefit because of the work that you're doing. That's pretty incredible, dear one. So I hope that this video has inspired you. I love bringing information to you as I receive it, as I intuitively receive it. And I want you to know that I feel connected to each and every one of you. We are all light workers, and we are all warriors, and we are all here to anchor love and light energy and to inspire one another and to learn to understand that we have absolutely nothing to defend. So if you take anything away from this video today, take away the idea that you can stop defending your reality. You don't even have to tell someone what your reality is. Just know what you know, and then trust higher self guidance, because your higher self is actually your future self trying to pull you to the place where you need to be to do your most spiritual work. Namaste. In love and light, dear one.